Hello everybody and welcome to Monday the 20th of November 2017 with me, Dakian, and Great Cthulhu here. This is my weekly ramble about what I've been painting recently. And as far as finished works this week go, this is it. This guy is all I've gotten done. And as you've seen, he was in progress for several weeks before that, so it's maybe not that impressive, but it's been a very busy week. I've had a lot of stuff to take care of at work and at home, and but I'm still pleased that I got him done. There was a lot of back and forth about various parts, what colors to use and what parts to emphasize, and what, generally what to do. And you'll notice that I've given him a sort of a semi-gloss finish. It looks pretty glossy. This is the Army Painter Satin finish, rattle can varnish, which looks a lot glossier than a lot of other satin varnishes. Hard word to say. But I felt it was appropriate for a slimy, great old one coming up from the deeps. And one thing that caused me a lot of trouble is the base. Allow me to demonstrate. So with a closer look at the base under more light, you can see the water effect I've tried to do here. I wanted to make like foaming, churning water. And I kind of messed it up at one point and had to redo it, or rather had to glaze all over it several times, because I tried to use this product again. This is something I bought a while back. It's Foam and Snow from Vallejo. I tried to use it as snow once before, didn't like the effects. Now I try to use it as foam, as sea foam, as a foam on the wave crests, and I don't know what I was expecting. I suppose I thought this was supposed to be some sort of texture paint, that it was supposed to crackle or crystallize or do something, but it doesn't. It's just lies there like thick white paint. It's essentially an acrylic paste which is opaque, is white and opaque, and the only way I can figure out to actually use this bottle now is if I want to build up a thick layer of something that looks white and gloppy on something. Yeah, sure, this is the stuff. But I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. This is the reason I'm bringing it out, is if any of you guys out there have used this and have some insight that I don't have about how it should be used, please let me know in the comments, because I'm really, really curious. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it kind of looks like, if you lay on a thick layer of this, it kind of looks like half melted snow. The thing is, it like I said, it doesn't have any texture. It's perfectly smooth when it dries. And while that may be realistic in the scale we're working on, we don't go for realism when painting miniatures. We go for effect. We go for exaggeration. This is why we use these various powdered substances for snow effects, like the snow flock. That's not really to scale, but it fools the eye, because it gives the eye what the eye is used to seeing in real life, even though it shouldn't look like that in the scale it is. And much of what we do in miniature painting is like that. So this product sort of fails that test. It doesn't give you the illusion you're after. Okay, so rant over, or well, ramble sidebar. While I'm zoomed in like this, maybe I can give you an even closer look at some of the parts of Cthulhu. Like the undersides of his wings shouldn't look too close, because the shading is kind of rough. but I'm thinking most people won't turn it upside down and hold it up to the light to see it very clearly. It's going to be dark and shaded under there. So yeah, I took a little bit of a shortcut. As you see, it's mostly green. There's a sort of a yellow or tan underbelly tone, which goes all the way up here. Yeah. And as you can see, this is an MDF piece of I think wood, on which I've placed the plastic scenic base that came with the Cthulhu himself. This was just a sort of a big piece of plastic with some ground texture on it, plus this piece of stone with runes and or whatnot carved into them, like you can see here. I don't know if you can. Yeah, there's some sort of symbols there. And so I've added various kinds of flock to the ground to make it look like something instead of just dirt. And like I said, I sculpted some water using acrylic paste. Otherwise, it's a fairly straightforward paint job. So let's look at some more projects in the works. And lined up in the paint station, we have two of the Infernals, which are like 75% done, I'd say. They're fairly well along in the process. I'm unsure about a few details, like for example, I made this guy's loincloth a bit too similar to the skin, but maybe we'll work on that. And we have the Rainbow Chaos Space Marines here, which have gotten some work done on the weapons and some other metallic portions. And yeah, work is going slowly on the Marines, but I don't feel as inspired to work on them. So yeah, that'll just it'll putter along. I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there, and over a longer period of time, eventually they will get done. No rush. Don't need them for anything, you know. And here we see the rest of the Infernals. Compared to last week, I think the only thing that's happened is really that I've blacked out, as in undercoated the portions that are going to be metallic, as in, well, silver metallic. And yeah, that's it, really. But behind them, we have the final batch of Mantic models, the Dungeon Saga dudes. You can see here I've primed them since last time, and the separate bases I went with black. This one I primed the skeleton, sort of a bone color, but all of these are kind of tan or bone primer. And this guy almost looks reasonable now. I can't explain why he's holding this hammer at such a weird angle. It's a two-handed hammer. He's holding it one-handed. I mean, he has the unnatural strength of the undead, I suppose. Why is he holding it backwards like that? I mean, that is the only way the hand could... The hammer and the hand were separate and had to be attached to the arm. And looking at the way his fingers are, this is the only way the hand can be placed. So the hammer has to be like that. And it looks really weird, but oh well. This guy is more interesting. I quite like this guy. He's kind of different and unique. Looking forward to painting him up. Yeah. So yeah, that's the stuff. Well, no, there's one more model that's in the works. Let's move on to him. So this guy, he still doesn't really have a name. I think I checked the Mantic website for what he's supposed to be called, and it was something really anonymous, and I already forgot it. I think it's called an Archfiend or something. That doesn't mean anything. That's not a proper name. Anyway, he's assembled, and he is gap-filled. Hopefully you can't really tell, but there's a lot of stuff around his shoulders here, where you can see there's green stuff. It's a combination of green stuff and plastic putty. And by plastic putty, I mean this stuff, which I commonly use for small gaps. And around the thighs here, it's just plastic putty. And here on his back, that's mostly plastic putty. They went together reasonably well. The only big gaps were around where the arms meet the body, around the shoulders. Yeah, and the base is the proper size. I've gone with a combination of techniques here, just to show you that you don't have to do just basing stamps to get this cracked earth look, or just grit. You can do both. I wanted to get a little more three-dimensionality in it, and a little bit more texture, not just so flat. And we're gonna add some grass and stuff after, of course. But he's ready for priming. That's the next step for him. After that, he'll probably sit on my desk for a while before I get around to him, because I've got so much else in the queue. So I'm not really going to add anything. Well, that's not true. I'm not going to show you any new projects just now, but I will talk about something after the break, probably. Stick around and you'll see. Be right back. This week's arrivals are something that was a spur-of-the-moment impulse purchase. I just decided I needed some more bones. I needed more low-level hordes of D&D monsters, namely some kobolds and some goblins. And these are all various kinds of goblins, and a few of them are hobgoblins. These are actually metal. There's only 2-3 hobgoblins that I could get from this retailer. This was not direct from Reaper. It's from a UK retailer called S&M Stuff. I also picked up a miniature that was on sale called, I think it was called Bob the Henchman, from some unknown manufacturer. I just thought this was a funny looking sort of dungeon delving hero, or henchman is the term applies. And the thing with these is, yeah, they're making my totals purchase go up quite a lot, but I'm also going to let these move ahead in the queue very rapidly. I'm going to prep and paint them ASAP, and using my patented speed painting techniques for Bones minis that you've seen, well, about a year and a half ago when I painted up the previous big batch of Bones. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about this one. This one's been mashed so that the base is... Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what I can do about straightening this guy out. How is this gonna work? I'm gonna have to use the hot and cold water technique and see if that helps. Otherwise, I might have to put a pin or something in there to make him stand up straight. He's a nice looking guy. Anyway, has anything else arrived? Well, yes, a Kickstarter arrived that was not for miniatures, but was kind of gaming related. I bought these 2 huge D20s on a Kickstarter. I don't. They were intended as spin down die, as countdown dies for Magic the Gathering, I believe, actually. But you know, rolling is kind of it'll wake up the neighbors. So I don't know if I have any practical use for them. It just seems so cool, and they were not that expensive. So what the heck? Another impulse purchase. Anyway, count on seeing at least some of these small minions prepped, or maybe even finished. Who knows? Who knows? By next week. But that was it for this week. I will see you in a week. Till then, I'm Dakia, and I'm signing off.